Hey, this is Notser, and we're checking out the newish work-in-progress version of the Massachusetts. This is a Tier 8 premium American battleship that can be spec'd for secondaries. Oh yes. Now the first variant was horrendous. It had worse accuracy than the Germans, worse secondary performance than the Germans. But now that Wargaming have tweaked the secondary performance, now the accuracy is still pretty bad. How does she actually play, Notser? Well, I'm glad you asked, because we are rocking inertia fuse high explosive, manual secondary, and advanced firing training. Now, of course, that's a huge investment into a one-off. This will be a one-off for now. I don't foresee that an American battleship line will be introduced that is secondary based. So it's a huge investment in a commander, and that is one of the things that will be disappointing. But let's just see the gun performance in these secondaries. Now I've got the Moskva, who is trying his best to avoid taking damage and not working out for him, I'm afraid. This is a pretty safe flank to push. Most of the enemy have gone to the center of the map, and I'm pushing with a couple teammates, and I was just like, I gotta test the secondaries in a as normal or as real as I can. Quite literally, after this game, I played a Grosser Kur first, and if you don't know me already, I'm a secondary fiend. I enjoy it on the appropriate ships, you know, the Germans, the French, that sort of thing. And I got the same map, same spawn. Guess what? I played it the exact same way, and, well, the results will speak for themselves. But for now, 45,000. Enemy Montana is showing way too much side, and I was taking a little bit of damage. A lot of focus fire from multiple enemies. So I was like, okay, move behind an island, block the Moskva, block the Atago, get a broadside, do pretty good damage. No citadel. And obviously, for manual secondary, you must set a target. I have not, tried every single iteration of this secondary build. I didn't go without manual secondary. I didn't go without inertia fuse high explosive, other than the first version, which was horrendous. I haven't gone without advanced firing training. Obviously, I'm all in on this just to see its absolute potential. And it's doing pretty good. So this enemy Montana, he kind of seems to, I don't know that he doesn't get it, but I would say he doesn't get it because, maybe he should have run straight into me. I don't know. Enemy Moskva has my broadside, so I'm going to try and re-angle against him. Clearly, set my secondary target to him. And I just want to see how much damage is taken off every single salvo. Now, one thing that is a weakness of the secondaries, notice that if it doesn't see, like, the midship, it won't fire. Because secondaries usually target a very specific section of ships. So when he was forward, I could still fire on his stern with my main guns, but the secondaries could not. They could not, because they couldn't see their target. It's kind of a weird design. I would hope that maybe Wargaming could investigate just allowing your secondaries to fire if any part of the ship is seen, and then more optimal when they see the optimal location. Honestly, they're balanced around a very specific set of guidelines, so I understand that. I didn't want to move forward too fast. Clearly, I have a ton of health gone, and we have done a ton of damage, but we've given up a lot of health, so I'm just trying to survive. I am really annoyed by the Moskva. Here come torpedoes. Oh no. Are we going to be able to avoid the torpedoes? It looks like we might be able to fit right in. Heel comes up just in the nick of time. Friendlies are shifting forward, and of course he's got another set. Keep backing up. Friendly avoids it. And will my nose avoid the second set? Yes, it will. Good, good, good. Okay. But this enemy Moskva, he smells blood. There is a huge gash in the water. Sharks are coming from hundreds of miles away, and he wants the kill shot on me, and I just want to stay alive. Please don't set me on fire, please. I just want to hide behind this island right next to me, and he's playing it exactly as he should. He's trying his best to finish me off. Oh, completely missed that one. Dispersion was not in his favor. I'm almost ducking into cover. And just barely alive. But our heal is almost back up. So I'm not someone who's had the time to research exactly what is unique about this. I think that the heal charge has a faster rearm cycle. Obviously, the secondary performance is very intriguing. As a player of American Battleships, you don't usually get to do that. The main battery is it's a lot less accurate than the North Carolina, the Alabama. It gives up a lot on Sigma. And Sigma is basically the consistency of the shot. The accuracy is definitely similar, overall maximum dispersion, but the shot placement is going to be less consistent, and you're going to feel like a German whenever you're firing the guns. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't find the Citadel and wipe them out completely and have a super accurate shot. It's just more often than not, in a 50 to 100 shot game, you will notice that anywhere from 5 to 10 shots are less accurate than they should be compared to another more accurate American battleship. So I'm a little all in on working with my secondary guns. I chose to wait until my heal was back up once again to heal, and now we're going to push forward. We're going to kill the Moskva, and he deserves it. No mercy for someone so willing to kill me or attempt assassination. And we're just going to go at this guy. Friendlies are doing okay, although it does look like they might be mortgaging their future for short-term success. It's like, guys, you kind of don't need to run into them. Just play it out, focus fire a target, and we'll be just fine, okay? We'll be just fine. Oh, and Michael is complaining about his accuracy on his guns. He has fired at this guy maybe 3 or 4 times, and it just hasn't hit the shot. You know? Get good, right? Exactly. And I continue to fire AP. I continue to get okay damage. I would like a little bit better, but that's just the way the game worked out, and we're just gonna move forward and work as a team, right? Our team is never gonna let us down. They're always gonna live up to their potential. Not quite. Unfortunately, we've got a friendly Cleveland that is just north of B, and he has no chance against what's out there. It's pretty bad. It's really bad, in fact. And I was getting a little cheeky, got a little cheeky shot on Yamato. Friendly North Carolina, pushing forward. Finning is, dealing with a giant Japanese battleship, tier 10. It's okay. Huygen's showing a lot of side, although he is maneuvering. I think he sees the torpedo, so I'm going to draw on the shot and fire on him. And I'm going to move forward. And friendlies are just taking a little bit more damage than probably they should. We've got a 2-ship advantage. We really need to survive and focus fire on one target. And that's one thing that I regret in this moment. I didn't do a concentrate fire on a target. I was communicating to my teammates, my division mates, but I wasn't, doing anything else. And then we see, friendly concentrate fire. Okay, that sounds good. That's my objective, get in range of the secondaries. Friendly Ibuki is rushing forward into what will end up being probably torpedoes from the Huygen. Enemy Yamato is showing a ton of side, and he wiped out with his back gun. From the Ibuki, got teammates just rushing in and dying. They're self-isolating. It doesn't look good at all. Just barely in secondary range. People are still focusing. It doesn't feel like anyone, maybe 1 or 2 people are firing on this guy, and obviously I'm not hitting my shots. And somehow we have lost the ship advantage. They've killed 3 or 4 of our ships for the 1 kill we got. It really is astounding how teammates can just throw their life away for nothing. And then you'll find that one player that will absolutely be the last player alive. Michael is trying to survive against Yamato, but it's just not going to work out that way. So I, at this point, was like, I wanted to rush forward, I wanted to support my teammate, but if I supported my teammate fully, I would overcommit and probably kill myself. So I'm still firing my main gun on this guy, still trying to, do as well as I can, all things considered, but it's not working out too well. And I don't want to fully commit to what Michael is doing in the friendly Alabama, because it's probably going to get him killed. And, the writing's on the wall. This game is... They've turned a 2-ship disadvantage into a 3-ship advantage. Not 2, 3. So that's a 5-ship difference. That is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, it's just us versus this guy. Did most of my secondaries on the western flank. Enemy turrets is getting in range of my secondaries. I want to see how my secondaries perform against him. I do have my manual secondary set up. There are a couple enemy DDs that could potentially send torpedoes, but it doesn't really matter at this point. We're just trying to get some experience with this build. And the build seems pretty cool. You'll notice that most of the secondaries are center mounted, so it really needs that small middle point to engage the targets, but once you can see that, they can freely fire, and it's really simple and easy and useful. And I'm the only one alive, and this game went horribly, horribly south. So very quickly. But, getting a little bit of regular damage, secondary damage, and we'll check our secondary stats. I felt like I mitigated a lot of damage. I did overextend a little bit, but I swear the heal has a faster rearm. I swear it does. That, coupled with a couple teammates taking a little bit of attention, plus that island, got real lucky on those torpedoes. Ended up being a pretty enjoyable game for me, regardless of the just terrible performance by most of the team. It was horrendous having that kind of swing. But the enemy team did a great job, and I am really curious, how much secondary damage did I do? I'm normally expecting something like 20,000, maybe 30,000. I think my secondaries average, 10 to 20% of my overall damage. And holy crap. We did almost 45,000 damage in secondaries alone. That is insane. Absolutely insane. So yes, secondary build is viable, is enjoyable. Hope you liked seeing this video. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.